Well, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're all doing very well. This is Frank, and you are watching another episode of the Dairyman's Diary. You join me today as we look at my handiwork. I've been cracking out the RSJs, and this is the beginning of our new cattle race. We're not going to look at it too much today because, well, there's only about half a dozen posts in the ground, really. But yeah, that's how it starts, and we're going to see where that progresses over the course of the. It's going to take me a while, next month or so to get that done, and we will see. But today, we've got some other kind of interesting news. It's not good news by any stretch, but it is a little bit expected. So I think we're gonna have a bit of a look into that one. We're heading out in the 6M, going up to Farm 2 here just to have a look at to get everything fed up there. Look at it though, it's a beautiful day. The sun is beaming down, the grass is looking really good. It's starting to really crack on a bit there actually as well. So I'm thinking maybe at the end of the week we might have a little dabble with the zero grazer actually and see how that looks. So in order to do that, we do need to go and pick it up and bring it back home. And we'll get that one all set up ready to go. But yeah, we have a little bit of difficult news to swallow this week. So we're going to have a look into that one. I'm going to show you what that is and what the thoughts that I have about it so far. But we do need to get to Farm 2 in order to do that. We've had other good news though. We were able to get all of the spring drilling done this week. So that is all in the ground. Hoping that we can get the rolls out onto that soon, next day or two, just to kind of really work that in and trap in any moisture with it as well, give the seed the best chance it's got. The new ground over by Chellington Hall is done pretty well. A couple of passes with the power harrow there, and to be honest there, it's looking pretty good. It really did go in well, so all being well, we should see that doesn't need any additional work to it. We'll have to kind of be careful with how we manage that land moving forward there, because it is a bit heavy, it is a bit clayey. So when you do plough that over and work it over, if it gets really hot and if it bakes it, it just turns into solid hard balls really, which is always less than ideal to work with, but it's looking okay. And we might see that's going to be the case there, but more than anything, I'm just pleased to have it in the ground. We can leave it for now, we can turn our attention to the grassland, get a bit further out where we need to here, and start with the zero grazing really, see how we crack on. That's something that we're going to be putting on specifically with the dairy cattle. Just to kind of allow them to take advantage of the sugars and the proteins in the fresh grass, which has had the benefit of the sun beating down on it. So that's what we're going to try. The beef cattle up at Farm 2 here, they're going to stay on the normal rations that they're on. They're getting a high calorie intake there, which is doing them wonders. They're really starting to finish up quite nicely. Get a little shape to them and get a good shape of the back end and across the back there, which is fantastic to see. It's really what you want from beef cattle there, so hopefully that will continue. We'll look to, now that we're in early spring here, we're probably going to look at a load of cattle away in the next month or so. I have to have a look to see what the prices are looking like at the market, see when it'll be a nice time to go, but we're hopeful at least that might happen, and then we'll see. Calving wise, we've had a couple in calf, a couple are doing okay, which is nice. I really want to see that continue here, so all being well, that will we'll get continue to kind of inject into the herd here. Yeah, other than that, everything else is going very well indeed. We're just going to cruise along, coming up this longer way around really, just to make for some easier turns with this Robert feeder on the back here is ever so slightly bigger than the other version, or the Kenyan feeder that we had. Mind you can get nearly half as much in there again, so it's understandable, that's for sure. So yeah, we should see that we'll continue to go around that way, but what we're going to see as we pull into here is the reason why we've hit a bit of bad news, what that news is going to look like for us, and how we can kind of, well, what the plan might be for it really. So we're just going to swing on in. That spring volley's looking okay. A little bit light at this end here. I don't know if that's because this ground consistently gets too wet and flooded. It could well be. But let's just have a quick pull into here. Now you'll see as we come on into the yard here that there are construction barriers, and they just arrived late last night really, at my request I must say. I had to order them in. Let's just pull all the way forward here actually. Just sling this out in here for now and turn it around. Yeah, look at the grass on the deck here, it's incredible. Really is. So yeah, the construction barriers arrived last night. I had to hire those in and rent them for a while. When we bought this farm way back when, what we're looking at probably about 6 months ago, when we first came for a look around it, We were advised that, and this is the words of the agent who was managing the sale. We were advised that this building hasn't been used for many years, was how he described it, and that's verbatim. So we knew that it wasn't quite right. It's not a listed building, it is just an agricultural building, but it hasn't had anything done to it for quite some time. And we obviously at some point had this modification put onto it here, which what we've used to some degree to store bits and pieces in there, and that's fine. But we never knew about this one, so I wanted to be sure for a couple of different reasons there, for health and safety, but also for insurance purposes as well. Had to get this checked out and get it certified. So we had a health and safety executive and the building engineer out to do some testing on it and inspect the building. Not only is it not very safe, but they've also condemned it. It failed on multiple different areas. So what it means is that with this, with the condemning on the building and an order on this building, we have to knock it down. We have no recourse to kind of repair it. The faults and the flaws with the shed here require it to be leveled and start again. And to be honest, to try and do anything other than level it would just cost too much money, really. There are several large cracks through the side walls on this building here. There's a large crack stemming from the corner of the foundation, going all the way across the width of the foundation, which indicates the foundation is fractured as well. And the concrete floor in the middle has cracked and it's all uneven, indicating as well that there might be like a water source pushing through there. So ultimately it's gonna get knocked down. So as you can see right now, we've got just barriers up here. We're gonna have to get a proper fence up here, but the barriers are up here to stop anyone walking too close to it. Until I need to, and I myself can do this, is pull out this machinery, get it out quickly, and then get ourselves get everything away from here. And then we need to look into what's going to happen with the building there. How is it going to get knocked down? What are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with the space? And how are we going to capitalize on it? Ideally, we do need another shed up here. Right now, storage is of a premium. We're really having to try and use like the old buildings around the side here, and it's just not too practical. But I think we could make it better if we just had another shed up here. So I don't know what that looks like for right now. It's something that we're going to have to try and figure out there, and we're still working on a few options. But until we can get this one knocked down there and figure out just what's underneath, what's in the floor there, what we have to do to make the ground safe to rebuild on again, that's going to be a big step for us. So a lot of things that we need to cover, a lot of areas. And this is still quite a surprise, as you can well imagine here. I don't think we were expecting to have to get to this level, but here we are. So we need to figure it out. So that is going to cost us an awful lot of money to do. It's going to be, it's something, like I say, we knew, so we kind of had a little bit of money kept aside for it when we were coming over to Chellington Valley here. So we didn't know the extent of it really. So we'll go on the lookout for some secondhand buildings to see what we can bring in here that will work. And then yeah, from there on in, it's anyone's guess. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at today. That's why we're here. That's what this all mess is about. So we'll have to wait and see. Any ideas, suggestions, or comments? Please do leave them down below. I'd love to see what your thoughts are on this one, and we'll keep you along for the ride for sure. We're just nowhere near having an answer at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see there. At some point, it would be nice to have a nice big grain shed on here. I don't really need one, but you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Now, what I'm going to do is try. I need to stick this somewhere where, because at the moment now all this. Okay. What we'll do is then we'll just stick this over here for now. That'll have to do. Perfect stuff. It's hard when you've lost a significant chunk of your yard space, though. Let me tell you, that's less than ideal. What we'll do actually is just sneak this inside here. There you go. We are going to need to just kick this here back and bounce. Alright then. Cracking stuff. And on we go. So let's get into the JCB here. We will we're going to clear up the where best that we can. We're going to clear up the path of the feeding house there. JCB 320 is still cracking along, doing a very good job. I know, right? And let's get away with it here. I do like having, actually, something I was thinking about the other day. I do like having both a pivot steer and the Agri Pro at my disposal. Both have their own perks. Both have their own pros and cons for sure. But it's nice to have the opportunity to get on with both of them. There, it really, really is. And this yard in particular does, I find, benefit an awful lot from having a pivot loader. Especially when you try and avoid your own shed pillars. But yeah, really do get on very well with that indeed. So we're just going to clean up all this. This will go into the bottom of the feeder and we'll get this all mixed in. Looking grand. There you go. So I hope everything is going grand with yourself wherever you may be. Do let us know what you're working on with, and hope it's all coming along nicely. We have, like I say, really pleased, aside from the shed work here, that everything is the land work is coming along nicely. And before you know it, we're going to be looking to get some silage on the go. So what that looks like for me is that we're going to have to really think about what our pit strategy will be. So that is going to be another interesting case as well. So a lot of bales that we still need to get rid of or get used up. So we might have to try and do a little bit of a shuffle to get them into one place where we can, and then we'll see. Usually I do just do baled silage. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I've still got the gear and the equipment to do it. Don't know if we'll have enough time, but hey, that's another issue there. So we will hopefully get that all figured out. It would be ideal as well as if this shed disappeared, if we could just get a nice big turning circle, a space that we could actually get into and leverage properly, because right now we're not in a position to do that at all. Nowhere near it. It just makes for an absolute pain. This little turning area here is just not quite sufficient enough, so maybe there'll be a small silver lining to come. Now what I'm going to take is these two fellas right here, just like that. Perfect stuff. We're going to do a little bit of a bucket dance here, because we need to put the grain bucket on. We grab some more, go and grab some soya and some sugar beets, stick that into the rationing, and then we'll grab some more silage. Do a little bit of a mixture up that way there. So yeah, it's the cattle love it though. They're thriving on this. They really are. They've seen some good milk production from it, but the beef cattle, the finishing cattle, are really kicking along nicely. They're showing some great numbers at the moment. They're really looking like they're finishing off very well indeed there, which of course is what's important really. That's how we make money on the beef cattle these days. We do want to try and increase the herd number as well. So whilst the young stock will be going away, I'm not sure quite how many we'll be able to get rid of at the moment, so we'll have to, because I want to be able to try and keep them where we can. We'll have to wait and see there. Okay, back we come. Let's do that actually. Now I don't think this is going to take too long to knock down. Once it is knocked down, though, we'll have a little bit of a barren patch, because we'll have to get some engineers in to do testing and all that other stuff, just to make sure that we know what we're coming into in terms of the ground condition there. If there is some sort of water source pushing up and cracking the ground, then we need to make sure that we are not just building something over the top of a disaster. So we have to get some geology tests done there as well, I think, and just have a look to see. But it's all part of it. We'll figure it all out there, and we'll get ourselves some sort of nice solution in the go by the end, I'm almost sure. Okie dokie, back we go. Oh, I'm crashing into my mans. Oh, I've hit them all. Oh, dearie me. Let's get back. I have to move all those before they notice. Hopefully they don't watch this. Okay, so we just need to tip this. We'll go and get a little bit of soya from around the back end there. There we go. Indeed, there's a mountain of muck behind me. Just let me see it. There's a bit more in the shed that needs to come out again, but look at that. I don't know when I'm going to spread all that, or even where, but we'll have to get that one figured out at some point. And I also need to figure out how in the world I'm going to get this out of here as well. That's zero grazer. Going to require a bit of work. I wonder if I can just scoop this out. There you go. A bit easier. Not the tidy job, but hey, space is of a premium right now, so we'll figure that one out later. But yeah, we've got to, once we get the first cut silage done, I'm going to have about a week of spreading muck, I think. It's going to take some going after hiring another big spreader just to help get on top of it all. But yeah, or even there's a lad that I've been using to do a few jobs around spreading lime. He'll be a good one to have in. I'll have to wait and see. Speaking to him the other day though, but he's going through a bit of a change at the moment there, so I'm not sure if he's quite available to help, but yeah, we'll figure it out. There we go, that should be enough there. Okay. Oh lord, I'm hitting everything there. I hope this building inspector doesn't come back for his barriers anytime soon, otherwise I am in trouble. Okay, so let's drop this down here, and then we'll see about getting everything else done. We'll probably need some more bales into here as well, so we'll just go and grab those, and then yeah, we'll just get they're all fed up today. Rest of the day is going to be doing a few odd jobs really there, and trying to find some kind of demolition contractor to come in there and cause merry havoc on my yard. So we'll have to see about that one. But yeah, it'll all come out. We'll all get it all done. We'll figure it all out in the end there. But hey, these things just sometimes take a little bit longer to get into place. That's exactly what this is, so I'm sure it'll be good in the end. Right now though, we're probably going to leave this here. It's been just a short one, but I just want to give you an update as to what on earth is happening, what's going to be changing at this yard here, which could be quite a lot in the next week or so. Hopefully we can get someone in nice and quick to get that done. But I'll keep you all posted of what that looks like. Until then, I've been Frank. This has been another little update from me on my Dairyman with my Dairyman's Diary, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, do have fun, enjoy what you're doing, stay safe, and as always, happy farming. We'll catch you later.